There's one big question everyone's always asking when it comes to Colby Covington. Is this effing guy for real? You hear him in a YouTube video spouting some offensive nonsense and you feel like it's some sort of pro wrestling shtick, right? But then you dig deeper into Colby's life and you start to wonder whether this is something that is turned on for the camera or just his natural state. At this point, Colby is an enigma to many. So, I'm Shaquille Madjouri for SB Nation MMA, and let's take a look back in Colby Covington's history to pinpoint just where he became Colby Chaos and whether the whole thing is an act. Let's get back to pro wrestling because it has all the language we need to understand this situation. Most great wrestlers have a gimmick, a way they dress, a style or attitude, a backstory that drives their motivation. Depending on what their gimmick is, they may fall into one of two categories: baby faces or good guys, or heels, the villains. Colby Covington has definitely embraced the heel. But just to show you how much of a change there's been, we have to go back before 2017. During this time, Covington put together an impressive 6-1 record, but a boring dud of a fight against Dong-Yun Kim that Colby still won had the UFC deciding they weren't interested in re-signing the wrestling specialist when his contract ran out.
Hey Ariel, they were trying to cut me after the Damian Maia fight. That's how stupid the UFC is. They wanted to cut me after the Damian Maia fight. They said no matter what happens in the fight, we're cutting you. Because they said that I wasn't a draw and I wasn't entertaining and they had no use for me.
And while it's messed up that the UFC would cut loose a fighter with a 7-1 record in the organization, it's also understandable. Colby was boring, inside the cage and outside.
Considering, though, that you had the injury that you did, is there any silver lining in that, the fact that you pulled out the win?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a silver. You can always take a positive from a negative, you know. I don't think I fought how I know how to fight, but, I still came in here and got a fight when you didn't see me at 100%. You didn't see me at my best tonight. You saw me probably at 60 or 70%. So there's definitely something to take away from it, and I definitely gained a lot of experience tonight. I know what I do in the gym. I train with Robbie Lawler. He's one of my main training partners, my sparring partners. Jorge Masvidal, my best friend. I train with him a lot, so I know what my skills are. I get to train with the best guys in the world at American Top Team. I'm just thankful for those guys.
You mentioned being broke before the Albus fight. How are you now financially?
I mean, I'm not comfortable, but I'm in a better position. I just fought in UFC Canada, and I got a spinning back fist to a submission finish. So, I still have to pay taxes, and I still have a lot of college debt. But, I'm working. This helped out a lot, and I just want to stay active, and that's why I want to get back on UFC Portland.
But according to an in-depth article from ESPN's Mike Rothstein, Covington took the UFC's decision as a sign that something big had to change. And Colby Covington, the full-on heel, made his debut in October of 2017 at UFC Sao Paulo.
Oh, I heard that you find this city so lovely.
Oh man, thanks for not having me here. This place is a dump. I'm ready to beat Damian Maia's ass and get the fuck out of here.
I should have knocked him out. Brazil, you're a dog. All you filthy animals suck. I got one thing to say. Tyrone Woodley, I'm coming for you. If you don't answer the front door, I'm going to knock it in and I'm going to take what's mine. That welterweight belt.
Quovington admitted to ESPN that chaos was a pro wrestling gimmick, but stopped just short of admitting it was all fake. It's a lot of WWE, he said. Quote, "It's getting into people, the psychology, that's what WWE is. To be able to get into somebody's mind and create emotion for them. I don't lie. Everything I say, there's truth behind it. People just refuse to acknowledge the truth." End quote.
And I guess then the boos got even louder afterwards when you got on the mic. I wonder if you're kind of embracing the role a little bit of maybe being a guy that people just don't like. Maybe you end up being the villain in your career.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'll take the heel, persona. It is what it is. At the end of the day, these guys are going to respect me when I keep embarrassing the whole division.
He also gleefully played up his support for U.S. President Donald Trump, instantly pissing off everyone on the left side of the political spectrum.
I did everything I said I was going to do. I told everybody I was going to make the welterweight division great again, and now I'm going to celebrate how a real American should celebrate winning a world title, and that's going to the White House to see Mr. Donald Trump put this on his desk, unlike the Philadelphia Eagles disrespecting our country's flag by kneeling for the national anthem.
Hey, man, we see you got a brand new shirt. What's going on here?
Yeah, I got a brand new shirt. One of my most loyal fans sent it to me, since I'm an American patriot, and not a snowflake like the shirt says. I got to rep the brand.
And we were talking about some of the threats that people have made against you. Have they gotten worse or stayed about the same?
They've gotten way worse, Luke. They're at an all-time low. You know, I thought Brazil was a piece of crap country. I thought that place was a dump full of filthy animals, but let me be honest. They've gotten worse. The Hollywood liberal snowflakes, man, they got feelings worse than the Brazilians. So they're sending death threats, bomb packages, all the works. You know, the ugliest in people. You know, you see that come out now, and you know they're going to continue to happen. I get thousands of them every week, and you know I'm going to continue to do what I do, keep winning, and these guys can't stop me. Nobody can stop me, Luke.
Unsurprisingly, Covington's behavior earned him a lot of hate, the worst of which came from Brazilians after his, quote, dirty animals comment in Sao Paulo.
I have one difference with Colby Covington because he's come in my country, say many things. I don't like him. I don't like him. I want punch your face again. I want to broke your face again. That's this. He say fight with me. Is money. It's money. Fight with me is money. So I coming for you, the fake kills. For me, he's the fake kills. The fake kills Covington because he's a fake. He's a fake. Really, he's a fake.
Are you offended by what he's saying about Brazil?
I'm not offended. I just think it was stupid. I think Colby's trying to be like this bad guy trash talker, but it's coming off a bit like ungenuine. Like it's like he's forcing it.
It's fake.
It's like fake. Yeah. It's like.
He's trying too hard.
Yeah, you're trying too hard. Just be genuine, and people will like it. Like, not a lot of people are liking him, like, because he's coming off as fake. Just be real, and everyone will like you. Just be a genuine person, you know.
But that circle of hate widened as Covington started kicking every beehive he could find, putting out spoilers for Avengers Infinity Wars and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Thanks a lot, Colby. According to Mike Rothstein's ESPN article, even Colby's mother pulled back in horror at his behavior, and the two barely talked for over a year until she started to understand and accept the method behind his madness.
You know, the thing is with the entertainment business of fighting is, you know, you got to be an entertainer and you got to sell drama. You know, that's what this sport's all about now. You know, it's not sometimes, you know, the fans don't want to see two fighters that are going to be nice and there's no lead up to it, you know. You know, the WWE style, the model sells. That's what sells pay-per-view. People want controversy, and controversy sells. So whether Nick's saying that he doesn't like the WWF or WWE style, you know, he's been one that's had that persona and that pro wrestling gimmick. You know, he's the one that built controversy. That's how his career was built. So no matter what, if he wants to like it or not, he's copying and resembled pro wrestling, because these fighters don't know how to promote and market themselves. They don't know how to sell a fight, and that's what the ultimate goal is, and that's what these guys don't understand. You know, you have to sell fights. You have to, you know, there needs to be a bad guy, good guy. You know, that's what creates drama and controversy, and that's what the fans want to see. None of these people are using their time after they get a win in the UFC to sell their next fight. They get on the mic and they don't know how to shoot a promo. They're like, oh, I'll fight anybody the UFC gives me. Okay, man, you want to keep making minimum wage and making your little $10,000 paychecks, cool, but you're not selling fights and you're not getting the fans interested in you. And that's what I do best. You know, I get the fans engaged. You know, if you look at my social media, my engagement is like something of someone who has millions of followers. You know, I'm getting thousands of comments on almost every post. So, you know, I know how to sell fights. I know how to create the angle, and that's what it is. That's what the pro wrestling that they do. You know, they have the angles, and these guys don't know how to create angles, and that's why the UFC is boring these days. And ultimately, that's why Colby Chaos Covington came, to make the UFC great again.
I definitely respect the marketing aspect of it, right? I think you can be confident and you can call out guys and you could say certain things. I think there's just a certain level of respect. I think that when you start getting into like the bully type mentality and you start really insulting, when you're using things like gay slurs, when you're using racist remarks, when you're insulting countries and groups of people, you know, that's too much. We have enough of that going on in the world. And I think like we should kind of show a much more respectful side. That's myself. That's what I think. But I think Chael had a certain charisma about him, and I think he had a certain wittiness about him, whereas Colby's just, there's not a whole lot of I don't know if there's a whole lot of slickness to what he's saying. It's kind of just sounds like an angry 15-year-old. You know what I mean? It's not. Chael at least had knowledge of, how to play the heel in a relatively intelligent way.
So I guess with Colby, a lot of people would think, it's a competitive rivalry and maybe you don't really like his shtick and his gimmick, but are you saying it's kind of more based on what you've seen and heard behind the scenes?
I know it for a fact. Nobody likes him.
Do you have any appreciation for his pro wrestling gimmick? Because you're a man who knows gimmicks and pro wrestling, right? Is there a part of you that sees him and what he's doing and he's like, I get it. I get what he's doing. I feel like you guys are two different sides of the coin. You're doing it a little bit more genuine. He's the Joker to your Batman.
No. He's a little bit of a Joker, but genuinely, no one likes him. Like, in real life, he's really a douchebag. For real. Real talk.
The list of people Covington was willing to drag on became nearly endless.
Because that seemed like a little bit of a random way to sort of retweet John.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying truth. I'm saying facts. I mean, I'm just speaking my mind. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to speak my mind in this world. I think I know him more than most people since I lived together with him 2 years. The guy's a fake, man, and just his little fucking baby face tweet to Georgia St. Pierre, I just got under my skin. I mean, he's like trying to act like a saint. Oh, I'm praying for you. Shut up, man. Go do some more coke. Go cheat on your wife some more, man. You're a piece of shit dirtbag.
It all start. People have all these different crazy rumors. Apparently, some of it has to do with some kind of spoilers with Avengers. Others think there's some kind of beef between teams. How did it all happen?
The thing is, I'm the puppet master, and these are all my little puppets. So, of course, everybody's mad at the king. They want what I have. So, I don't pay attention to them. I don't got nothing to say about him. I'm not going to give him a spotlight or even talk about him because he's nothing. He doesn't mean anything to me, and he's just another nobody trying to make his name off me. So, I don't really got anything to say about that scrub.
Here's a serious question for you. Does that not, at some point, all the beefs get a little exhausting? You say, oh, maybe not. It seems like it doesn't.
Luke, not at all, man. This is business. I'm doing business. So, I'm doing big business. I don't have any problems with it. This is just who I am. If you hate me, that's cool. You're going to tune in and you want to watch me. You want to see me lose. You want to see me get knocked out. But you want to see me fight. And for these other fighters, all the fans, they're in the middle. They don't care to see one or another fight. They're invested in me. They want to see me. They're thirsty for my blood. They want to see me lose. But it's not going to happen, Luke. So they can keep waiting the rest of their lives until they're old in their graves. And I'm going to keep, being America's champion and unify my belt soon with Tyrone Woodley.
Last week, you said it's a good thing nobody who matters cares what Helwani thinks. He is the mouthpiece for basement-dwelling World of Warcraft virgins. That's what you tweeted. And I was like, when I read that, I was like, well, now I have to get Colby on the show. This is perfect. So you don't really believe that, do you? I mean, come on. Basement-dwelling World of Warcraft virgins? What's that all about?
No, man, it's all just fun and games, man. You know how this business is. It's nothing personal to you, Ariel. I respect you and what you do as a person. And I got nothing but love for your work.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and same here as well.
But at some point, his act became so toxic and all-encompassing that even those in his own gym who saw him when the switch was off started to despise him anyway.
What do you think this is going to do for the team? Because now you have like Brazilian members of the team, and there's a lot of them at ATT saying that they're upset, they want him out. Are they like? Is this going to cause a rift? What do you think of it all?
Who gives a fuck what happens, man? That's my partner, man. I got his back. He's got mine, man. And don't nobody want problems either. At the end of the day, I'll tell you that right now, man.
Has he always been this crazy? Has he always been this crazy?
Huh?
Has he always been this crazy?
Well, I'll tell you. Colby, since I've known him, he has a real problem with authority. Like, if we get pulled over by the police, I'm like, yes, sir, no, sir. Sir, I'm going to reach into the glove compartment for my license and registration. Please don't shoot me. And Colby's like a fucking asshole, bro. If they give him even just a little bit of attitude, that dude goes haywire. So with authority and stuff, he has a real big problem, That dude is not easy to control.
Jorge's my best friend, dude. Like, he's the only exception. I don't got any other friends. Jorge's like my only friend, man. If you knew the stuff we've been through, just through this MMA journey together, we've been at the lowest of lows, and that's my best friend. That's the only guy, we would only fight for a title. We've talked about it. That's the only guy. If the UFC is going to throw money for us, we're only fighting for a title. We're not going to, it doesn't make sense to fight in the division in the top 10 because we're best friends. We train together every day. So, yeah, he's the exception, man. You know, we're not gonna fight. The only fight that we'll ever do is if it's for a title.
The universe is gonna correct that mistake via me. Our time will come. I'll dictate when, and then I will. A lot of people said, you included, I think, that what I did to Ben was a little uncalled for. No, it wasn't. What I'm gonna do to Colby's gonna be uncalled for, and I can put my life on that, man.
Speaking of which, what's the atmosphere like at 8-10 now? Because it seems like
he sees me, security comes, coaches grab him, they put him away, they got me in the training separate room. He doesn't say a word to me. I fuck with him all the time because I'm the type of guy, if you say something right now, whenever I see you, I'm gonna hold you to that. It's just who I've been since I was a kid till right now. I don't have to prove it, everybody knows. At any given moment, I see my bully, the guy that's trying to conquer me, we're gonna find out. And if we could fight every time that we came across each other, we would.
But now he's to the point where it's almost like my duty as a martial artist to fuck him up. It's almost my job as a martial artist for whatever I stand for. I talked to Dan Lambert today. I said, after I whip his ass, I want him off the team. He's a disgrace to American Top Team, the tradition that it was rooted in. He's a disgrace to the sport, and he's a mockery to the toughest and the best division in the UFC's history, which is the welterweight division, and he's a disgrace to it. It's not like he's just going out there and just saying something he believes. He's staging and premeditating very controversial, very racial, very socially insensitive statements, and he can't back it up. He's talked himself into a fight with me. The problem is when they lock this octagon, I'm going to unleash an ass whooping on him that nobody has ever experienced.
Let me ask you people a question. Does anyone here really like Colby? Now listen, John, there's 1,000 people in this damn building, and statistically speaking, take Dan Lambert out of the question. Not one person here said, yes, I like Colby. Nobody likes him. Colby sucks. They all know it.
Obviously, you know, everybody in the gym is jealous of me. You know, I got a lot of haters in the world. And, you know, that's just how the world is today. Everybody's hates on people that are doing better than them. So, you know, I can't control other people's feelings if they're jealous and envious of where I'm at in my career, making more money than them, doing bigger things. So, you know, I was deciding whether or not, you know, I just take a little break and just train behind closed doors, you know, at a private gym, you know, just like a no-name type gym and just go to American Top Team for sparring or what I was going to do. But ultimately, Dan Lambert, you know, sat everybody down and make sure we're on the same page and just make sure that nothing's going to go down on our gym floors. You know, it's just, that's a sacred ground in American Top Team, and you don't cross those rules that Dan Lambert set forth or there will be repercussions.
You want to sub me in? Hey, fly back to Boca, sub me in. The real champ's here. The real champ. Yo, you born, bro. You born. Hey, show me that energy. Show me that energy. Let's see that energy. You ain't got no energy. That's right. You ain't got no energy.
And I deleted my spam messages on Instagram. Right now it says 99 plus. Look at that.
How many of those are about Colby Covington?
About 99%.
Really?
I mean, some of these messages are, I can't wait for you to kill this fucking guy. I can't. Can you shut this guy up? I'll read you a couple. Oh my God, I didn't realize. Oh my God, I didn't realize this was actually happening. Please, September 14th, end this guy. I mean, I've gotten some messages from, I can't wait for you to kill this racist guy. It's been a ton of messages.
It got to the point where Colby got into a physical altercation with heavyweight fighter Fabricio Verdum during an Australian UFC event. It ended with Covington eating a boomerang to the face.
Stop being scared. And out of nowhere, boom, I get hit across the face. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I look up, it's Fabricio Verdum, and he's screaming at me. Oh, he's screaming these anti-gay slurs. Oh, I'm going to kill you. He's walking at me with his coach, Rafael Cordero. Oh, we're going to kill you. They're backing me up. I'm like walking back. Yo, get the fuck away from me. What are you doing, man? You guys, you're professionals. And then all of a sudden, John Wood jumps in the middle of it and a couple security guards. And they're like, yo, you're not going to attack him. Get away from him. What are you doing? And Fabricio's still yelling at me, oh, I'm going to kill you, Colby. Oh, you're dead. He picks up a boomerang and tosses the boomerang at my face. And I kind of got lucky and I ducked it because I have, impeccable reflexes.
But when I go out, he look me and he say, Brazilian animals. I say, I don't believe. And I just slapped his phone, I just touched his phone. That's it, man. And he kicked me. But I'm waiting for the fight. I'm blocking his kick, I'm blocking his kick. And after then, the guy stay in the middle. And 2 minutes ago, the fan, I have one fan giving the boomerang. It's funny because, Australia boomerang is funny, And I just have this, and he say a lot of things like, for my mom, you're my country, I just throw. I have maybe a hamburger, cake in the hands, I throw for sure, But I have a boomerang, but nothing, man. Just in the shoulder, this is nothing. This is how the fighter going, the cops, the guys go to the police for that. This is like a crazy, It's like he's like a, I don't want to say the word, but he's like a,
We in Vegas, making Vegas great again. Dana. Dana, what's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? I just want an explanation why I'm not fighting for the belt this weekend.
Stop filming.
Come on, bro.
Stop filming.
I want an explanation, man.
Gambling. You too.
All right.
You mentioned him sort of being mad. Was he mad that you approached him at the blackjack table?
Yeah, he was super pissed. Oh, turn off the cameras, all this, that. It's like, but I do what I want. Chaos is unpredictable. So, yeah, he could be mad, but who am I to care about someone's feelings? Everybody knows that I don't care about anybody's feelings. If your feelings are hurt, then you're a snowflake. This is the fight business. If you got a problem with any of this, then go to something else. Go watch baseball or go watch Real Housewives of OC. But that we don't need that shit in MMA.
In the Palms Casino, you had your Instagram live on, and you run into Dana White at the blackjack table. What happens after that when the camera goes off?
Yo, I told everybody I was going to find Dana and I was going to get my face-to-face. Even if he was denying my calls and he wasn't taking my calls, I know people, man, and I knew he was at the Palms playing in the high roller suite, so I went up on him and asked him why I'm not fighting this weekend, and I better be fighting the winner, and he promised me I'm fighting the winner, so anything less or I'm getting released. There's nothing else. I want to either get released or I want to fight for a title. I already won a title. I'm #1 in the world. No one beat me for this title. Let's not remember that. No one beat me for this title. I went to the White House. Who's went to the White House ever in the history of the sport of MMA? I'm the only one to ever do that. So it's title fight or release to the UFC.
I also got a lot of people from Team MAGA that are going to be in attendance. Candace Owens, one of the smartest ladies I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, she'll be in attendance. I'd love to have her in the octagon wrapping it around my waist. I can tell you who's not wrapping around my waist, and that will not be Dana White. If he tries to wrap that belt around my waist, I'm going to take the belt from him and slap him in the face with it.
Colby Covington made some headlines. He says when he beats Kamaru Usman, he says no way he's letting you wrap the belt around him. If you do, he's going to smack you in the head with it. What's your comments on that?
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. He's a big mouth fucking idiot.
This is the point where it's clear that Covington's shtick had consumed everything in his fight career. He's now largely isolated in his gym, and while his feud with Dana White is undeniably entertaining, it also poses a serious threat to the long-term viability of Colby's fight career. Even if it is just an act, we argue it's nearly impossible to figure out where Chaos Covington ends and the authentic Colby begins.
So he is an asshole training partner. He's a horrible human being. Nothing that he's saying is factual. And I called him. And I said, hey, I know you feel like you got to do this. This is the path that Conor McGregor made. And you think this is what you got to do, but you're really making yourself look bad. I said, I gave you your one little hit on Fox when I was on air. And that's all. I said, so you can say whatever you want, and I'm not going to respond to it if that's what you feel like you need. He said, oh, man, I'm just trying to make money for both of us, man. We'll both eat at the end of the day, light at the tunnel. So I hate to, when somebody's doing a good job like Conor or Chael, I hate to unveil them, but when you got John Harnett of American Top Team scripting and writing your stuff, and when 99% of your social media is my face, you need to check your man visa.
Do you get a laugh when you see like Covington in the situation that he's going through at ATT, where a lot of his teammates have kind of turned on him?
Colby's a terrible person. I've been telling you guys, I have been telling the outside world this for many years. I am in the wrestling community. The wrestling community is tight-knit. We know who sucks and who doesn't suck. Now, here's the deal. Everywhere Colby's been, nobody likes him. They don't like him. No good reviews. We are seeing that now come out of ATT. I mean, everyone's kind of been keeping quiet. But think about all the different people who came out against him. Joanna, Dustin, George. I mean, who likes him? Can you guys name me one person from ATT who stuck up and said, you know what? I actually think Colby's a really good guy. He's just misunderstood. Hey, Colby really adds a lot to this team. Can you guys name me one person who said that?
He was brought in to training camp to help me train for Roy McDonald. And I've never met a more lazier piece of shit than Colby Covington. A more horrible human being than Colby Covington.
So while we can definitely say that Colby Covington made a conscious decision to adopt a pro wrestling style heel gimmick, the whole act seems to have engulfed his entire public persona. And if you're always acting like an a-hole whenever you're around other people, does it really matter if you're just pretending? We look forward to seeing how Covington's future pans out for answers on that. And who knows, maybe in another year or so he'll take another page out of the Pro Wrestling Handbook and pull off a flawless babyface turn. What do you think about Colby Covington's gimmick? Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell for more MMA goodness just like this.